bust your motherfucking ass, boy. I ain't no motherfucking joke. You know who you talking to? Old dirty bastard. You know what I'm saying? I'll fuck you up right now. Yeah. What?
That nigga, yo. He ain't saying nothing. Fuck him.
I'm the one-man army, ain't showing. I never been tooken out. I keep MCs looking out. I drop signs like Crosby dropping babies. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. In the G building, taking all types of medicines. Your ass thought you were better than
hey,
son. I keep planets in orbit while I be coming with deeper and more shit. Enough to make you break it.
You see how we coming in today right now on my grimy stuff? Not really, but we're gonna just get into some design stuff right now. Just hanging out throughout the day. So if you in here in the Creator Academy, just drop us a chat or whatnot, and let's just keep it rocking like that. And yeah, let's roll. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to update that setting, because I should be able to mute my thing right there. I think some things changed after the update, so we're just gonna do that. As you probably noticed, we have some little bit of changes that we have on our stream or on our live. We're building that out live. We're probably gonna touch on that a little bit later today, but right now we're just gonna rock just like this. Let me just update this. This mute button here. I've been on some the Old Dirty a lot lately. Bam. All right. Nigga, get up, act like a big trying to hold shit. Smart take your ass out quick to make some hand in my nigga. You can suck the dead. If you want to step to my motherfucking rep, bow, blown to death. You got shot, but you're not. Who's there? Another motherfucking hard rock. Slacking on your back with this horse. Just like that, boom. All right, let's see if it works. Hey, now we back on. All right, boom. A lot of little things been changing because, again, I've been updating the layout of our actual page, so we're going to get a lot more, a lot better design at the end of the day. Need some water. Shame on you. What do y'all think about the new lighting? A lot more dramatic than before. All right, so let's just continue on what we're doing. Now we're not gonna rock out to music today. I'm actually listening to a podcast online called Earn Your Leisure. So we're just gonna listen to this together while I do some work, and y'all can see me kind of work alongside while we listen to what the person has to say on Earn Your Leisure. I would share the screen, but you might want to see. You rather probably, I don't know. Let me know. Would you rather see me work, or would you rather me share the screen? I'm gonna put the chat in my eye level somewhere I could see it. So boom. Just make sure it's, and make sure you visit the website and join the webinar. It's called a masterclass, but the webinar that we have coming up tomorrow, or today, tomorrow. So to join our next webinar at digitalrealm.com. I might call it a webinar from now on. Just like that, boom. Why is the text so big? All right, boom. All right, we're just gonna leave it like that. So with that being said, let's just hop into the presentation scene real quick. Again, anybody in the chat, anybody in Creator Academy, I haven't even blasted this out. I'm just hopping on. People don't even know I'm on right now. We just kind of just doing our thing, trying to figure it out. Have a lot of elements that we're building out. Getting back into the groove of things, getting back into the being on camera. We might actually go live on Instagram as well, just to get more traffic. But right now, I'm not really concerned about the traffic. I just want to really just get things rolling, and then we'll just go from there. So I'm gonna just play this
a little bit, because middle school and like high school is important. That didn't happen until I was like 23 years old.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it.
Middle school, I guess you can hear it.
The thing is, I like to play it through the laptop or through the PC, but then it gives that reverb with the
same cousin I grew up with. He became.
If I had some AirPods or something, it'll be different. I can listen to it, and y'all can listen to it too. We'll get there. If you are a Patreon or a supporter, leave a tip for this community where we can get little things like that. Where again, I'll be able to listen to the audio through AirPods, but then also talk with you guys, and you can listen to the audio through the AirPods, so we don't have that reverb when we. I want to hear it. I want to hear it too. So at the same time, I'm trying to. We have little things that we have to give for the community. So to build this channel out, y'all help me with that. That's what this, at the end of the day, this is for y'all. The content is for you guys, everybody who's supporting, and again, it's going to be put back into making a better experience for everybody. So hopefully this inspires you to just donate or tip or whatever you have to do to get the ball rolling. So anyway, with that, let's just go right into
I learned about licensing content and the importance of when you own something and somebody else wants it, the value of that. So I recorded a prank video, April Fool's prank video, and it started going viral on YouTube. I took it down because Break.com reached out to me.
So I'm working on a graphic right now
at that time. And they were like,
for a client, their Instagram page. So we have an Instagram story. This is all Photoshop. So we have Instagram stories and things like that. So we're just gonna work on this.
And with that money,
and again, let me pause this real quick. And again, kind of like I've said in some of my YouTube videos and said in other things, I'm looking to well, now we kind of found a partnership, but I'm looking to support the initiative of teaching kids how to code, teaching kids more about media, digital media, technology, and things like that, teaching kids through camps, programs, things like that. So again, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the things that y'all support as the community goes right back into the actual production of this thing, the actual, if you want to say sponsorship of these kids, if you want to say creating a better experience for them to learn, things like that. A lot of this stuff that we're doing here on the channel goes back into that. Even though we're getting lighting and might get something where I can hear the audio. At the end of the day, in the Creator Academy, we're teaching younger generations. I don't want to call them kids, but younger generations, because it'd be young adults and from middle school up to young adults, or up to adults, because I actually have adult clients that I'm teaching as well. But again, from middle school up, just the fundamentals or the literacy of technology and utilizing digital media for social media, for their own brand, start their own business, whatever the case may be, start their own merch, create their own shirts, things like that. But how to utilize digital media to do just that. Now, one of the things I talk about in the webinar, why you want to attend, one of the things I touch on in the webinar is that, there are a lot of tools out here that are available for creators. There are a lot of platforms out here that you can get online. You can buy a template, you can buy things, to get you started in a direction and get you something at least that moves and flat, if you want to call it flashy and things like that. But again, a lot of things the main thing that I cover in the webinar is that you want to start off, if you're starting your business, if you're starting your production, if you're starting your brand, if you're starting your new channel, if you're starting whatever it is, you want to start to establish brand consistency. Now with Chris, what you might be asking, like, Chris, what is brand consistency? Am I or I kind of I switch scenes. Okay. But you might be asking, like, Chris, what's brand consistency? And at the end of the day, most people understand brand consistency as their face. So when they get on screen, that's just in the traditional way. When your face is seen, people will know, oh, this person does this, or they're fun to be around, or they're, because you're establishing your social brand, you're establishing your personal brand. When it goes into business, you want to kind of do the same exact thing. When people see your face being your logo, the visuals, the things that they see that represent your brand, you want them to remember your brand as an experience that they had with your brand. So you want it to be a good experience that they established with your brand. Again, your face is your brand in a very, very beginning phase. Your face is your brand in the very beginning phase. But again, you're going to get to the stage. Most of my clients get to the stage where they can't be everywhere. They can't do every role. They can't be on every video. They can't do all the different tasks. They can't be at the events and be over here and be over there and be over in all of these different places. So they have to establish a brand and have to establish standards for their brand. So when they grow their team understands the spirit, just like somebody who is in a relationship with you would understand who you are, you know what it's like to be around you, just like that. People understand the spirit, so now your team can convey that same spirit no matter if you're there or you're not. So again, and then that establishes brand consistency with the people who are rocking with your brand, and you can pretty much continue to grow from there. So again, that's one of the things we cover in the webinar, like establishing brand consistency and how the best way to do that. One of the things that I learned, you know, in working with big brands at the end of the day, working with big brands in their production, you know, production teams, design teams, and working with big brands and seeing out of the handful of brands that I got to work with, seeing one of the common denominators that I'm sharing with you in the webinar, that it will help you grow exponentially as far as your brand and remaining consistent. One of the mistakes I've seen is that people, you know, if you want to say, you know, shooting with a blindfold on, but they don't know, you know, I wouldn't say don't know, but they haven't established a message, a consistent message. So let's say they're doing one thing one day, like they're messaging, you know, let's stay with kids. We're selling crayons to kids. Okay, but then they see, the next day they might see, kids are playing with the GAC or the whatever the stuff is called, the squishy stuff. They're playing with the squishy stuff. So I'm gonna make a post about that. Not remaining brand consistent on crayons and colors and things like that. So again, if your business is about crayons, colors, and things like that, then you want to continue to post about crayons, colors, and things like that. So when people see your brand, they think crayons, colors, and things like that. Because once you veer off and be like, today I'm gonna post about sticky notes or whatever the case may be, then they're gonna get confused. Like, okay, what do you actually do? Because one day you're posting about this, the next day you're posting about that. And I'm saying that to say, in the spirit of starting your brand and not understanding this, in the spirit of that, you start to, if social media makes this very easy to fall into, but you start to establish your brand like, hey, I create colors for kids, blah, blah, blah. That's what I do as a brand. This is what the service I offer as a personal brand. But there's a new trend. There's a new TikTok thing that came out that it's going to give me 1 million views, but it's about walking on crates or something like that. Well, I want to do that because I know I'm going to get some more views or things like that. When not realizing like that doesn't align with your brand. Even though that thing is trendy, more importantly, that consistency is going to get you where you want to go. So again, people are going to associate your brand with that thing. Now, if you go off and start making crate videos, then they were like, well, can I really come to you, or do you come to the top of mind when I think of crayons and things like that? So again, you want to maintain that consistency. Now you might be asking, if this is the first time seeing Digital Rim, you might be asking like, Chris, well, what does Digital Rim do? Essentially, we provide the service small businesses, but we also provide the services to people who want to be creative as far as the Creator Academy. So we provide the services to small businesses as far as establishing your brand, all the media content that is associated with maintaining your brand, from logo design all the way through web design and video editing, videography, photography, and things like that. All of the things that you would need to create the media to support your brand is what we offer to businesses. But in the Creator Academy, we actually teach you how to do the same exact thing. All of the young creatives out there, we teach you how to do the same exact thing. One of the things that and the pain point that we're I guess you call it unique selling proposition. One of the pain points that I had was I was a creative, but I didn't know how to start a business. I was a creative, but I didn't know how to, even establish business funding or establish business credit and things like that, or how even starting a Twitch channel or something like that. I would think you have to get a job. You still kind of do, but you have to get a job and save up as much money as you can so you can buy a camera, buy the lights, buy things like that. But again, the new strategy that we kind of show in the Creator Academy is that you establish a business. You establish business credit and let the business credit fund all of the production things that you need for your business. So again, running it just like a business. Even if you're starting off as a new Twitch channel, like everything from your lights to your laptops to your to your gaming PC to your console to your desk to all the decorations, the lights around you and things like that, all of this stuff can be written off for your business. So you can use this as business credit, write off for your business as tax purposes, but then generate revenue from your audience, things like that. So essentially running it as a business, unlike me, that's taking years to get to, but unlike me, starting off with like, I want to be creative, I'm gonna save up to try to get a nice camera, I'm gonna save up to try to get some nice lights, and hope that people come to view me, hope that people come to see me, hope that people will come and make it worth me getting all of this equipment with my own money or my own savings or things like that. I mean, I kind of do it out of passion because this is what I love, but at the same time, and to caveat, you want to do something that you love at the end of the day. Start a business around something that you love, because again, you won't feel discouraged, at the beginning. But with that being said, you can fund a lot of this stuff through business. And this is probably speaking over the head of a lot of the students at Creator Academy, because they're still in like high school, college area, and I'm introducing them to this and understanding credit, but essentially how to separate your business credit from your personal credit, so you can get all of this equipment, you can get all of this stuff, but it never affects your personal credit. So again, when you become successful, or you do all these great things, your personal credit isn't affected. So we're getting into the weeds, and this is way into the Creator Academy. I'm kind of giving you if you want to say a preface, but just separating your business credit from your personal credit. So you can do all of these things. You can spend all of this money as far as business wise, and on the surface, from people who don't know about business credit and credit, it looks like that you're growing your I don't know, I want to say looks like you are growing your business, but at the same time, it's not affecting the personal side as far as debt to income. I'm trying to keep it simple, but it's like hard to find the words to keep it simple. But as far as your debt to income, you're reducing your debt to income ratio by rolling a lot of the things that you're already going to spend money on into your business. So again, when it comes to digital media, it becomes a Twitch and things like that. That is your business. Buying that $60 video games is a business expense. You have to buy that for your business. You have to be able to entertain on your Twitch channel. You have to be able to do things just like that on your YouTube channel. You have to be able to buy these things, and having business credit gives you the opportunity to purchase these things in hopes to get a return as far as followers, as far as engagement, as far as sales, as far as all of the things that YouTube, Twitch, they reward you for. So again, having 100,000 viewers on a video, you get rewarded for that. So let's say 100,000, a million viewers on a video get you $10,000. Well, $10,000 would essentially pay for your camera, would have paid for your lights, would have paid for your things like that. So again, you can continuously revolve this as far as upgrading your content now, or your environment, and investing back into your business. Now, with that being said, that's kind of why I'm reaching out to you guys. Like, we're going to continue to pour into you guys, continue to enhance this whole experience. We're going to continue to get better and better and better. Even better speaking, I'm going to continue to get better. I'm constantly reading books just like this. I'm constantly reading books that kind of figure out, ways to speak better, ways to give you more of what I have in my mind to get it out and communicate it effectively to the community. So with that being said, I'm constantly pouring into you guys. And just like I said, the books are a business write-off. The courses and classes and things like that are a business write-off. Even the Creator Academy. If you're a part of the Creator Academy, once I show you how to establish your business credit, that's a business write-off. You can actually put your courses, your lessons, and things like that on your business credit card. So again, it's separating your personal from your business. Very, 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 very simple. Very simple to do. One of the things I do, this is just giving you an insight, but one of the things I do want to do when we get bigger, we're going to work on this. We're going to work on this presentation, but once we get bigger, and it's not necessarily once we get bigger, I'm currently working on just having guests, but once we get bigger, reinvesting in guests that we can bring on that are super specialized in some of these industries, being like funding, being like business funding, business credit repair, photography, videography, animation, all the digital media stuff, of course. But again, establishing your business, licensing, contracts, what else? I even have a book, contracts, I don't know why I can't think of it. Trademarks, copyrights, things like that. That's exactly what I was trying to think of. Trademarks, copyrights, things like that. Because again, a lot of this intellectual property that you're creating, you want to maintain that as intellectual property. So with that being said, yeah, we're not going to continue to just harp on about this. Join the free webinar at digitalrim.com. I put the link in the chat. Join the free webinar at digitalrim.com. And right now, we're just going to rock out like this. We're listening to Earn Your Leisure with a guest. I'm not sure of his name, but we're just going to continue to listen to this while I actually do some production work. So that being said, hopefully you enjoy the new layout. And I'm gonna copy and paste this real quick, just in case you missed it the first time, right? All right, so boom. We're just going to continue on, and we are working on the Instagram graphics package for one of my clients that we're working with together. And I feel like my headspace can be a little better, but I'm going to just leave it as it is right now. So let's just listen to this and watch me work, at the same time. So let's just get to it.
I was a Canon Rebel T3i, flip out screen, be able to change the lenses. That was a game changer. Yep.
Let me go back a little bit.
We can go back a little bit because at middle school and like high school is important.
I'm really sharing this mainly because Earn Your Leisure does a lot of good videos, but this guy, I think his background is similar to a lot of our backgrounds that we're going down the same path. So pretty much we can relate to this.
And that didn't happen until I was like 23 years old. Okay. So middle school, I got my first camera. I upgraded the Sony Handycam. Now it's the digital thing. So I'm going around to different dance battles, because that same cousin I grew up with, he became one of the top turf dancers in the world. And just overall, like Tutters, nobody can touch him. He's undisputed in that realm. So we would go to different dance battles, and I'd be the guy with the camera recording all of the footage, pulling some of the dancers to the side. And I think this is where if I really wanted to become a documentary filmmaker and document everyone's journey, ask them questions. I started a series called Street Freaks, and I started talking to all the different street performers around San Francisco. People thought they were freaks, but they had real stories behind that. You got One Man Band, you got Tap, and they're telling me they're making a full-time living off of this, which is insane. Like 6 figures, just getting tips from people, and hey, I don't know, the IRS, you might have looked at that. So that was like the first documentary style thing that I created. Fast forward a little bit into high school, and I'm still doing the same things. Now I'm the vice president of the hip hop club. So like I was breakdancing, I was beatboxing, had a little bit of DJing, MCing in me. And I upgraded the camera. And this was the first time I learned about licensing content and the importance of when you own something and somebody else wants it, the value of that. So I recorded a prank video, April Fool's prank video, and it started going viral on YouTube. I took it down because Break.com reached out to me. If you're not familiar, they're like E-Bombs World or World Star Hip Hop at that time. And they were like, we'll give you $1,000 for this video. I said, $1,000 as a freshman in high school? I'll take that.
So
Sign me up. So I could recreate another one of these. And with that money, I took and I bought my first DSLR camera. That was a Canon Rebel T3i, flip out screen, be able to change the lenses.
I had that camera.
Yeah,
I had that camera.
Tell people what the DSLR camera is.
50 millimeter.
People who are not familiar with it, we're like, what did you just say?
So a DSLR is a digital single lens reflex camera, meaning that there's a mirror inside of it. It's a little bit more professional than your standard compact point and shoot camera. You can change lenses. You have more manual control over the camera. And to this day is what professionals use in the industry, whether you're recording a podcast, filming movies, documentaries, YouTubes.
So you develop a passion for just documenting things and filming, and you want to be a filmmaker. I assume at this point.
Yes.
What are you doing with the content? Right? Are you uploading everything at the time? Because YouTube is 2006, and so are you putting everything that you have up on YouTube, or are you like finding places to store it to say like I'm gonna use this to create something bigger or larger scale later down the line?
The era when we grew up, it was Zynga, MySpace, Tumblr, YouTube. And YouTube was the only video streaming platform, and everything was like embedded to MySpace, to Tumblr. Nobody had like direct just upload a video other than YouTube. So we would upload it on every platform, share that link. We would host dance battles. So we were like, we're going to these battles and we're like, oh, it's missing something. Why don't we just host our own battle? We started this company called Waffle House Entertainment. We're gonna put together the most legendary dance battle anyone's ever seen in the Bay Area. We got high quality video production, and we got the world's best turf dancer. Let's bring the other best turf dancers in their own field and put together the battles that nobody's ever seen before. So on my birthday, we hosted a battle. Shout out to my parents who allowed us to have a dance battle in the garage with like 60 people. I live in a Filipino household, so we got boxes everywhere in the garage. People were hanging off the top, but limited dance space, but it was dope.
So, all right. Well, let's get into this conversation about social media because it's important. Now that we have some backstory, what is an IG creator ambassador? First of all, what does that even mean?
So Instagram creator ambassadors is something that they recently just put together, and the extensive version of this is Instagram has a TikTok page. Ironically enough, they want to be, where the attention is at. They want to show people that there's other creative ways to produce content on Instagram and give people game, since Reels and TikTok are very similar. And what Instagram has found is that when you create a show, you don't want 100 different faces come on the show, right? Earn Your Leisure is Troy and Rashad. We don't want different hosts coming on it, because then when people click on the YouTube, they're like, there's no familiarity, there's no relationship I have with them. So for 7 days out of the week, every day is going to be a different host. So I'm one of the hosts on Tuesday. I upload content. I teach people how to produce better videos.
On TikTok?
Yeah, that's my show. So I'm technically the host of that. I'll come up to different Instagram events and teach people within the community.
Okay, dope. How'd you get connected with that?
Instagram had reached out to me, and it's crazy because I've actually never told the story. My girlfriend, she's a fashion content creator, and she actually worked with Instagram prior to that. And I was like, man, I'm producing all this content. I'm thinking about how can I grow quicker, because quick growth can be detrimental to a lot of people. But since I've done this a bunch of times for other people, I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't want to take 5 years to get there. I want to get there in 12 months, because I've seen that as possible. And we have limited time here now that I'm 30 years old. So I reached out to somebody.
30 is almost over. Clock stop.
Yeah. All downhill from there.
Yeah.
So I went into her emails and I was like, she worked with Instagram before. Let me reach out to some people and send a piece of content that was going viral at the time, which was teaching people how to identify trending audio on Instagram Reels. And that was powerful, man. That little arrow at the bottom of your Reels tick. Instagram didn't have a trending section. TikTok did. But nobody was making content about that. So let me just put it out. And it was like on the back burner for months. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't know if it's the right time. I don't know how people are gonna like think about this, because I only put out video tips. So I put it out. Let's get to like over 2.5 million views. I send it over to some of the Instagram contacts. Then like a month goes by, somebody hops into my emails like, hey, Dante, we'd love for you to produce a video for the Instagram creators page. So I planted that seed, waited for it to grow, and then that's what ended up happening.
There's a lot there, and especially, you know, coming from the background you said of film creation to now creating, I guess, short form content. What was that like, right? Because obviously when you're doing the documentaries and you're shooting people, that's expensive. Whereas now it's like I have to scale back and really get impact as many people as possible in a short amount of time.
Yep.
What's that process like for you?
So just versus creating long form content,
Right.
short form content. Yeah. Doing it for 10 years, there's a lot of ups and downs. You learn how to produce music videos, you do weddings, because as an entrepreneur, you do almost anything to make money, right? You don't want to go back to the 9 to 5. This was my full-time gig, like on and off for a year, then I went back to retail, then did it again for 3 years. So it was understanding that this was going to be the future of how brands communicated their products to the world. So for me, I was wanting to like provide value back to the community. Like going backwards a little bit, because I feel like that's important to add that into the story, is I started a multimedia company after, and it was called Loaded Up Entertainment. So this was a cannabis entertainment network that we started. I looked at the space because again, like I said, I produced music videos and I was directing music videos. When I'm in the studio, what's everybody doing other than making music? They're smoking weed. So because of that, I'm in the rotation. I'm like, damn, I gotta kind of put respect on this because I'm in the room with some legendary people. So I started experiencing things in a different way. I'm understanding the benefits that cannabis has. What I'm noticing is I'm on my phone going from WorldStar to Twitter to Instagram, just trying to find something entertaining to watch. Why can't I just sit back, relax, press play, and then it just keeps rolling, kind of like an MTV or a VH1. So I go to YouTube to do some market research. At the time, you had the Dr. Green Thumb show. So that's Be Real. He had his thing going. And then you have weed tubers, which are content creators in the weed space. There was no show around weed. Nobody was doing anything like that. So I came up with like a 1 month plan. And I said, I'm going to write down all these different ideas. When I was working at retail, I had a piece of paper folded in my jacket pocket. Whenever I have a new idea, I'm writing it down. Whenever I'm on my lunch break or my break, I'm going on the internet. I'm reading articles about it. Because I have to not only make my girlfriend a believer about this, that, hey, I'm going to quit my job and start a YouTube channel about cannabis. So we went from uploading weekly content to bi-weekly content to daily content because it was just, the community was growing rapidly, similar to what I'm sure you guys saw, right? And I had to not only be the director, editor, producer, I had to wear all the hats. I had to be the sales guy, the marketing guy, learn social media. Because if this is what I was so passionate about and helping people and hearing everyone in the comments saying like, yo, man, you helped me from suicide. Like, I really didn't know this was happening in Cali. We're in the epicenter of everything that's going on in cannabis. At the time, Cali had just became recreational legalized. So you imagine this is at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. And we're basically documenting this culture as it's evolving. So strain reviews, product reviews, skits, just anything that it'd be like edutainment to people. That's what I wanted to put out there because I didn't look at cannabis as like other people did where they saw it as a vice. I saw it as a device where it could enable you to be more patient, creative, and all these different things ailments that it was helping people with.
All right, so let's get into this. Let's try to help people master social media. So let's talk about it. So what are the do's and don'ts of social media? Let's start there.
Oh, this is a good one. The dudes.
I haven't heard
of
this,
social
everybody. I
media.
haven't heard
Is there
this
any
before.
platform specific you want to talk about?
So we
Let's
about
do
to hear this
Instagram
together.
and
I'm not
TikTok. I
sure.
think those are the most important platforms right now, currently.
Well,
The thing
Blake
you
in this
wanna
design.
Look at social media is you go from uploading trendy dance videos to actually building a brand. So when you're building,
Only
a
reason
brand,
I'm giving
what I
that
like to tell
disclaimer because
people
I
is,
already kind of know
don't
where
take
this
5 years to
goes.
do something when you can do it in 12 months, and let me build a guide for you so that you don't make the same mistakes that most beginner contenters do. So when you do set up a page, you want to make sure that it's optimized. When you create a new page, people will post one picture, they'll promote it to their friends and family members and go, I didn't get engagement and he's over now. You want to make sure that you upload that page and optimize it with at least 12 posts. So that way, if one of those things goes viral, people are landing on it and go, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to get out of this. This guy's a filmmaker, he's an entrepreneur, and he's going to teach me stuff about social media. He's going to teach me stuff about video content creation. So don't leave your page blank.
How about, and this is something that a lot of people struggle with, they'll start something and they might be doing it consistently for about 2 months and like there's no growth. What are some ways to grow your page?
You have to look at social media and be very patient with it because a lot can change for you in 12 months. It is a huge mental battle. And I will say people have to have belief when jumping into something. If you're going to be passionate about social media, that's what you have to treat it as, like a business owner almost, right? You have to believe wholeheartedly, see
Let me send this. Let me send this design off real quick.
And if you don't have that patience when you're going into like social media, then that can be like the mental battle can mess you up. To answer your question, Troy, you were saying the growth hacks. So getting into social media, you might be like, okay, 2 months I uploaded some content, it's not working. You got to step back and identify what you're putting out there. Maybe your hook's wrong. Maybe your call to action's off. You're not engaging with other people that's within your community. So let's say your niche is business and finance. You want to follow about 8 to 10 people that you look up to within there. So whenever they post something, you're in the comments leaving something valuable, not only for that person, but for the entire community. Because when they click on your page, now they're going to go, oh, this guy also talks about business and finance, but in a different way. That's a really great growth hack.
Hold on, we're going to pause for a second. All right, so we're gonna have to cut this one short today. You kind of got to see me do some design. You kind of got to hear some of the Earn Your Leisure that we were listening to a little bit earlier. So that being said, we're just gonna pick back up later on, probably later on today. But we do have the webinar going on tomorrow. So make sure you go to digitalrem.com. That's digitalrem.com. Go to digitalrem.com and get access to the webinar. Reserve your seat. We only have a limited amount of spots, so reserve your seats while the seats last, and we'll just continue to rock out like that. Again, this isn't a 1,000-person webinar like that. This is a very intimate crowd, not more than 100 people. So again, it's kind of like reserve your seats while we can, so we can get as much interaction, as much engagement between everybody who's participating in the actual webinar. If the seats fill up, make sure you get on the wait list for the next webinar. So with that being said, hey, I will see you all in the Creator Academy. Go ahead and go to digitalrem.com, and if you want some services done like branding for your Instagram, designs for your Instagrams, things like that, make sure you leave a service request at digitalrem.com. So send us a service request. We can give you a quote. We can hop on a one-on-one consultation and kind of get you started just like that. So with that being said, if you're ready to get started, make sure you go to digitalrem.com. Either way, if you want to learn more about how to create content or you want to get content created, whichever one you want to do that at digitalrem.com. So dream bigger, and I will see you all at the next webinar or in the Creator Academy. So later, y'all. Peace. Oh, we're just gonna go out to some what we came into. We're right where we came in. Let's go.
What's your name? What's your shit? I bust that nigga ass right now. Ain't no little niggas can't fuck. What? Nigga, you could never fuck with me, my nigga. I'll fuck you up right now. What? Bust your motherfucking ass, boy. Ain't no motherfucking joke. Know who you talk to? Old dirty bastard. You know what I'm saying? I'll fuck you up right now. Yeah. What?
That nigga dirty.
How I'm feeling today.
I'm the one man army ain't showing. I never been cooking out.
Peace, y'all.
MC's looking out. I drop signs like in the G building, taking all types of medicines. Your ass thought you were better than a son. I keep planets in orbit while I be coming with deeper and more shit. Enough to make you break and shake your ass as I create. Rhyme good as a tasty cake makes. This style I mastered in. Niggas catching headaches, what? You need aspirin? This type of pain you couldn't even kill with Midol. Fuck around, get sprayed with Lysol. In your face like the can of mace, baby. Isn't burning what fucking now you're learning how. I don't even like your motherfucking profile. Give me my fucking shit. Wow, I seen and heard. No one knows